Hello everyone. In this segment, we will recall the things and theories of dimensional and model analysis. As we have understood, dimension is a physical measure of a quantity. When it comes to a quantity or variables, there are two types: fundamental and derived quantities, or fundamental or derived dimensions. Fundamental dimensions or basic dimensions or primary dimensions. They are primary in origin or basic in origin. For example, mass has a dimension of m to the power 1, length has a dimension of L, and time has a dimension of t. Uh, Basically, there are seven types of fundamental quantities or fundamental dimensions, such as length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, amount of substance. But as far as the fluid mechanics or hydraulics is concerned, we are interested only on length, mass, and time. That means we use most of the times the combination of L, M, and T. So the second one is a derived quantity, or we call it as a secondary quantity. The meaning of derived quantity or a secondary quantity is that they are derived from the fundamental or primary quantities. For example, force. The dimensions of force are not primary in origin. The dimensions of force are derived by using its one of its basic formula F equals to m into a, where we substitute all the basic dimensions required, and that's how we'll derive the dimensions of force. And force is a derived quantity. Similar to force, discharge, work done, efficiency, kinematic viscosity, dynamic viscosity, all these things are the examples for derived quantities. Now, there is one important law which we almost all the times we adopt while solving the problems of dimensional analysis and model analysis, and it is the law of dimensional homogeneity. And an equation which holds good this law is called homogeneous equation. Almost all the equations that we daily see, they are dimensionally homogeneous equations, and according to the law of dimensional homogeneity, dimensions written for each terms in an equation, they have to be equal. That means ultimately you say the dimensions of left hand side and right hand side by considering all the terms. If they are equal, then you call the equation as dimensional homogeneous equation. Now let us try to understand how to write the dimensions now. I'll give two examples now. So first we'll try to understand how to write the dimensions of discharge. Now, as all of us know, discharge is area into velocity. We may also have some other formulae, but let us go with the discharge equals to area into velocity version. Area, dimensions of area, it is L square, m0, t0. I'll just write L square. Dimensions of velocity, velocity is distance by time, and the distance has a dimension of length, and time has a dimension of time, t. So just simplify L square into L divided by T. It's L to the power 3 divided by T. Okay. Or you can also express the dimensions of discharge as M to the power 0, L to the power 3, T to the power minus 1. Yes, L to the power 3, T to the power minus 1. Now we'll go to a complex statement now. Let us try to solve for kinematic viscosity, that is nu. So most of the times we calculate kinematic viscosity or the dimensions by using this formula mu divided by rho, where mu is the dynamic viscosity and rho is the density. So let us calculate the dimensions of dynamic viscosity and then the dimensions of density, and will simplify to get the dimensions of kinematic viscosity. Now, mu is the dynamic viscosity, and mu is calculated, or the dimensions of mu are written by using this Newton's law. for viscosity, that is tau equals to mu into du by dy, or mu equals to tau divided by du by dy, where tau is the shear stress, du by dy is the velocity gradient, and the unit of velocity gradient is per second. Unit of stress, a shear stress, is Newton per meter square. It is force divided by area. Now further, uh, shear stress divided by velocity gradient, shear stress is force divided by area, and on the denominator part, if you just simplify, it is per second or 1 by t. Force is mass into acceleration, okay, divided by area. Area comes to the denominator part into already existing 1 by t. Okay, so mass has the dimensions of m1 l0 t0, just m, into acceleration is velocity by time, or it is distance by time square, so length divided by time square, whole divided by area, dimensions of area L square, into already existing 1 by t. So if you just simplify, you'll get the dimensions of dynamic viscosity as m1 L to the power minus 1 t to the power minus 1. Now we are supposed to calculate dimensions of rho. Rho is density, and density has a formula saying density equals to mass by volume. So mass has a dimension of m, volume has L cube. So if you just simplify, density will get a dimensions of m to the power 1 L to the power minus 3. Okay, what next? Just simplify. So kinematic viscosity, nu is mu divided by rho, and m to the power 1 L to the power minus 1 t to the power minus 1 whole divided by m L to the power minus 3. So if you simplify, you'll get a dimensions of kinematic viscosity as L to the power 2 t to the power minus 1. Of course, you can include m to the power 0. M to the power 0, L to the power 2 t to the power minus 1. Hope you have understood this procedure.